Hey guys, MZZ111 here today, bringing you a new episode of the Random Commentaries, a series where you guys get to choose which game I play next. This episode you voted for Reus. I think it's Reus, could be Reus, could be Reus, there are a lot of ways to pronounce this. And this is a really charming indie, I believe it's simulation. It feels more like a real-time strategy to me, but it's a indie simulation strategy game. And it is one of the most charming games I've ever come across. In fact, that's the entire reason I bought it. I barely knew anything about the game when I bought it, but I love the look of it so much. So, without further ado, I'm going to quickly start a new game, and I'm going to go into free play. I'm not going to carry on my standard campaign, or the mission, or whatever it's called in this game. And I'll show you what this game is all about. So, you start out with a planet. You can see this planet here is completely barren. There is nothing on it except these four giants. And you can control these giants. They are completely yours to do whatever with you want to. And you have a water giant, a rock giant, a swamp giant, and a forest giant. So, first of all, they have abilities, such as this one can create an ocean. If I press Q and then click, he will dig into the ground and create a giant ocean. And this all comes into play, and you can mix together the different giants and create different things, and I'll tell you why later. But ultimately, you create whatever planet you want to. So I'm going to send the rock giant over here or so, and create a mountain. Then I'm going to create a swamp here, and I'll get the forest giant to come over here and create a forest. So you do need to manage each giant individually, and here's the swamp giant creating his little swamp, and they can terraform the planet to whatever you want. They do have different abilities, and they do have different abilities you can unlock as you get different, or as you complete objectives, and then you can put the little ambassadors on them, and then they gain new abilities. So you upgrade them. You would think it sounds like an RPG, or it's an RPG mechanic, but it's not. It's just some form of progression. You don't unlock skills. You can't level up your giants in that way. So once you have these different little areas, I'll create some more forest over here. You can start filling them with... No, that is the swamp giant. I selected the wrong one. Go on, create another forest over there. You can start filling them with things. So if you see on the ocean giant, his W creates domestic animals. It's only level 1 right now, but if I say place some domestic animals right there, it will turn that little patch, that single sector, into a fertile area of ground that produces one food per... No, it's not one food per unit, it's just one food per tile. And if I... Why is he not creating the thing? Wait, a forest village is settled. Okay, yeah. When there's land, like when there's fertile land, or land with any kind of resources, villagers move in and set up a village there. So here's the village, there's a left border, there's a right border, and that entire area is the village. Now underneath the village you can see their happiness and their current resources. Their food cap is 3, and they currently have 1 food, so that will slowly fill up over time, but I can also work on increasing the amount of resources on this land by giving it more terraform and aspects. So if I say use growth aspect on... I don't have any plants, 1 second. Because I'm trying to explain this, I'm being really slow as to how I'm actually... In fact, no, I'm not, I don't even... too late. I'm being really slow because I should be doing this for each one of the giants right now, but I'm trying to explain it at the same time, so I'll work on doing it. New nomad is roaming the planet looking for a nice place to settle. That's just saying there's someone else looking to create a village, but as I said, I'm being really slow. So, let's just put some herbs and exotic animals over here so there's somewhere else for a village. Can you finish that? There we go. And I'll focus on this one. So as you can see, the food is slowly filling up, and I'll get this guy to come over here and place down some... I think that's fruit plants? Yeah. So, Swamp Village has settled. Okay, I'll leave that to it. I'll leave them to it. I'm not going to micromanage that village over there. Over here, right on that tile, there is chickens. And chickens, as symbiosis, I believe it's pronounced. And you can upgrade that. So if there's blueberries, which I just placed next to it, then that gets an extra free food on that tile. And you sort of have to combo together the different individual tiles to create the best ultimate pile of resources, I believe. As you can see, right now it's just food, and the village only has food, but there's also tech or research, and there's wealth. So, as you may have noticed earlier, they built a little school over... God, this is going so much more fast-paced than I thought it would. It is a really sort of casual, laid-back game, but there's a lot to it. Do not be deceived by its style. It is not simple or cutesy in any way. There's a lot of depth, and the learning curve is really steep. So there's a little project over here, and it has 8 minutes before it needs to be completed. To complete it, I need to get the village 30 food. So to get more food, I'm going to place... No, I keep pressing escape, damn it. I'm going to place more plants here, and domestic animals. Is there any more room for it? No, there's no more room because the village borders are quite small right now. It is a very new village, so... I'll get him to use Leaf Aspect, which basically upgrades plants. I'll use it on that, and I'll turn those blueberries into strawberries, which gives them more food, and it also gives some tech or research. I can't remember the name for it. Yeah, it's tech. And so that meter is slowly going to fill up with food as time progresses, and then eventually I will get 30 food for the school. And when the school's complete, they'll give me an ambassador, which I can use to upgrade one of the giants. And ultimately, you're working on having not an inhabitable planet, you are working on having a habitable planet with lots of villagers thriving, and you want to keep them happy, you want to make them successful, and everything like that. And as I said, it can get really complex. Like, if the villagers get too greedy and you give them too many resources, they're going to start going out to war with the other villagers in search of more resources. And you really need to be careful with how you manage it, how you sort of combo together the different tools at your disposal, and everything like that. It is deceivingly complex, this game. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of put me off, because I bought this thinking it'd just be a really laid-back game I could play in my spare time, and it looked kind of fun. Ooh, I've got a new tile there. No, wait, come back, I want domestic animals. Domestic animals, there we go. I thought I could just sit back and play this casually, but it is not. You really need to concentrate when playing this, otherwise it's not going to be too good. And you may ask, ultimately, I pressed escape again, why are you working towards like creating a habitable planet? What's the perk in doing it? Where's progression in the game? And there are different achievements and unlocks you can get, and there are a lot of these. As you can see, these are only 3 of the achievements I got, which is finishing the eras, and look how many there are. There are a lot. There are a lot of things to do, and you can get like nuclear energy, modern agriculture, royalty. It gets really complex. It's like 2D Civilization. If I had to compare it to any game, it would be that. But this game is so unique and original, you would not believe it. Here are all the different sources of things you get. Like I said, chickens, that's just one amongst hundreds. And there is so much to this game. I highly advise investing your time into it if it looks interesting. And my score is complete, so a forest ambassador appeared, and I can give him to any of my giants to upgrade them, as I said. I'm probably going to give him to my forest giant because he's the one doing most of the work right now. So there's a little ambassador. I can click on him and then click over. No, wait, I think I need to pick him up with the forest giant. Then he will pick up the villager, and he stands on top, which grants my forest giant a new ability, which is fruit aspect, which means I can upgrade fruits. Now, fruits are currently in the swamp biome, so I need to take them over here, and I can upgrade that patch of soil to bring in more resources. So, as I said, if this game looks appealing to you and you think it would be enjoyable, there is so much to it, and you can invest a lot of time into it. It's amazing. And as I said, it gets really complex. There's like all-out wars that the villagers have, and your giants have abilities too, like Muck Bomb. If I press F, I can just do this, and it will throw down a huge ball of gunge, which damages stuff in its vicinity, I believe. Yeah, that's a DOT over time, does 7 damage over 7 seconds. And everything has this, like the Ocean Giant has a Aura Wave, which heals his fellow giants. So yeah, I haven't even gotten to that point, but apparently the villagers can attack your giants, and your giants get attacked. There's so much to this game. I played it for an hour, and I feel as though I barely scratched the surface. But in terms of actually making an enjoyable video, I feel as though I shouldn't be trying to do that. I feel as though I've explained the game and most of the mechanics. Does the villagers settle? So I've got 3 different villages now, and if I zoom out, you can see my planet, and it's progressing. And it has a lot of appeal to it, as far as simulation games go, and as far as strategy games go. Personally, I'm not too keen on strategy games or anything like that. Civilization, not really my thing. Other games like, I can't think of any games to name, or names to name at this current moment in time. However, I think I'm going to try and invest time into this and see how far I can get, because I think the reason I'm not too keen on strategy games is I don't invest enough time into them. But when a game is like this, and there's so much depth, and there's so much sort of the fact you could do nearly anything you wanted and go about it any different approach, it seems so appealing to me. I just wish I could get into it more, and I really wish I could get into this game more than I currently am. But as I said, I've explained all the basic mechanics and most of what there is. No, I haven't even explained what most there is to this game. I've explained the basics, and I've explained the appeal in the game and everything about it, and I've explained why I bought it, because there's nothing like this, let's face it. It just looks so good. I love the whole terraforming aspect. There was an old game on iOS that had a similar thing where you had a little world. It was free to play, and you create your own world and you harvest resources. I played the hell out of that game. I loved it, and this reminded me of it, which is why I bought it. and I'm really wanting to put some time into it. Won't do any videos on it because, let's face it, strategy games aren't the most entertaining games to make videos on. But holy hell, that village has got a lot of food. I haven't even been doing anything. I've just been rambling for the last 5 minutes or so. But this being me, Evans with Z111. Please remember to leave a rating if you enjoyed the video, and of course, subscribe for more. Remember to vote for which game you want to see next time on the Random Commentaries. This is me out. Oh wait, Earthquake. I have Earthquake, don't I? I've never used Earthquake yet. Wait, that's my village.